I don't know. Scable's kind of hanging his head on him being a big fan of Oscar award movies, and he doesn't know how to describe it.
He likes film.
I'm a fan of good movies, is what he needs to say. But he's like, I like award movies. I'm like, what do you mean award movies?
Movies that win awards.
Well, I know what the funniest
He
thing
likes
is.
movies that are all like monologue-driven movies. And I said it to him like 7 times. He's like, I like award movies. I'm like, all Oscar movies are all dramas.
This is the one time I can actually input on something. I actually watch Oscar movies every year because me and my family do like a little like who we think's gonna win each award. So we watch all the Oscar movies. That's cool. Yeah, but
Oscar movies suck.
I don't like.
Yeah, it's all the fucking mainstream bullshit.
It's not. Yeah, I don't.
It's
even
It's
like
not
that
mainstream,
good.
Joe. That's the thing. It's all non-mainstream
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no, that's
It's
yeah.
like a couple years ago, there was the one that dominated one year was like Daniel Radcliffe, and they're like, it was black and white, and they're like in a lighthouse or some shit.
That wasn't Daniel Radcliffe. That was
Robert Pattinson.
yeah. Robert.
But wasn't it Robert Pattinson and Daniel
William
Radcliffe?
Dafoe.
Oh, William Dafoe.
Is that his name?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
the soccer
Like I heard it was a great movie, but I would never watch it.
Here's the soccer player Dafoe.
Do we want to start this up?
Jermaine?
Jermaine Dafoe.
Second round podcast.
Always get mixed up.
glad you came to join. But no, we're started now.
Oh, fuck.
That was our intro.
Sorry,
That was great.
fans.
Oh shit!
Cause
I looked like an idiot and said shit was mainstream.
yeah, well that's like
Now you're
I
an
meant
idiot
to-
for all
I meant-
35 people.
I meant it was like a popularity contest between rich and famous people. Basically,
that's kind of true.
I thought you were about to crack that over your head.
shock on it.
The way you was looking at it.
Can you
Oh,
close
I
that
remember what I
door? I
was gonna
forgot
do
to.
now.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
Yeah,
on.
I got it.
But yeah, so like at the end of the day, this is the second round podcast, and I agree. Oscar movies kind of suck. Like, I hate when they do like. I hate that like movies that like I'm not saying they all need to be box office hits and all this kind of stuff because sometimes that's just the trends and whatever. But like if people really enjoy a movie, that should be the best movie, not just because in your artsy fartsy look at it that the fact that some side actor did this means that like this is art, this is culture.
No. It's because they know more about film and you don't get it.
I think any man like me who lives in the crack on this couch knows a good movie because the TV's right there. And also,
I'm going to give you one guess what Hag's favorite genre is, looking around the room here.
I was just about to ask if it's best movie of all time.
best movie of all time.
I think we've probably
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was going to guess.
You know that's coming out of his mouth.
Rises. That's disrespectful to everyone here. It's obviously The Dark Knight. You
Sorry.
idiot.
The second
No,
one.
it's not even The Dark Knight though. It's like I wouldn't be able to answer that because like from a film perspective, I think The Dark Knight is actually extremely good. I think it is a very high quality movie. But like from my entertainment perspective, for me it's Endgame, but that's totally biased and I know that. I don't expect anyone to agree with that take. But what I'm saying is movies are meant to entertain. So if a movie or a genre entertains the masses, it should, in my opinion, be considered up there for Best Picture and stuff like that. It doesn't need to win, but like wouldn't mind a nomination.
So
or
what kind of
two.
movies are you thinking get snubbed?
One obviously like Josh joked about, but it's true. Any action entertainment movies, so like
Superhero movies.
them.
Star Wars movies.
Yeah, sure. James Bond, like
Yeah.
the new.
Didn't that?
Let me talk to you.
Didn't Skyfall win like best soundtrack or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
which
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, Skyfall with the Adele song
Yeah.
won an Oscar
Something.
for that. But I'm just saying, like movies like that appeal to a lot of
I
people.
was about to say, I'm sorry to cut you off, Hags.
No, it's fine.
I knew someone was going to call me out for being on my phone, but it ties into a pod story, so you finish, and then I'll talk about what I'm doing on the phone, because the viewers will actually like it.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, a little tease. But yeah, we don't need to talk about it because we're all a bunch of idiots who don't know nothing. I'm just saying, to me, like if I'm doing an award show, I think you gotta kind of it's the Oscars and stuff are a little too snobby for me. I can't relate to them
Yeah.
because I'm like I don't care about what you're talking about personally.
I don't watch them, so I really can't judge it, to be honest.
That's fair.
I usually watch them every year, but I don't really know any of the movies. Like I rarely will. I
Sounds
know.
horrible.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty much just watching a bunch of people just accept awards and thank people, and I'm like, oh, cool.
And just daydream and be like, what would it be like to have millions of
It's
dollars?
like me. It's like me tuning into like the
That's your
fucking like British Cricket League's fucking award ceremony, like not knowing anything about anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not that bad. But, like, sometimes it is. Like, there was a couple that like, most of the time I do watch them. But, like, I'll watch them, like, briefly. I'm not, like, it starts here, I'm fucking glued to the couch from here till it's over. No, like, I'll, like, record them and then I'll fast forward through all the bullshit. But, like,
What's the bullshit?
all the commercials. So there's, like, 8 in
I
between
thought you
every
were talking
award.
about watching the Oscar, like the award-winning movies, and you're like, yeah, I fast
No,
forward
no,
through
not
all the
the-
bullshit. Like,
No, the actual,
I only
like,
watched
award
the scene
ceremony.
with the Oscar award-winning actor.
Yeah,
That's
no.
you're like, I only watch the 3 sex scenes and that one where that guy got shot, and that's it.
And then I got the whole premise of the movie.
Sex, murder, dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant the award show,
No,
not
actually,
the
you're
actual
like-
films.
You're like, I only want to see the landscape
I don't watch
shots.
I don't watch
want
the
any
films at
characters.
all.
Yeah.
Did you ever finish Game of Thrones after?
No,
Don't.
How far did you get?
Don't
can't
fit.
do it, man. I got I think I'm in season 2, episode like 7.
Stop right now.
I'm right on the cusp, but I can't do it. Can't commit. Can't
That's
do
fair.
it.
I've never
It's
watched.
such a great-
I've never watched Game of Thrones.
It's such a
either.
great show, but the ending pissed me off. No spoilers, but like I don't know.
I already know the
you got-
ending.
okay.
Everyone knows the
Oh,
ending.
what?
Yeah, I already know the ending.
Everyone
Snape
knows.
kills Dumbledore. Snape kills Dumbledore.
No, I had it all spoiled for me, unfortunately, when it
Stop
came out.
talking about Star Wars with shitty lightsabers. No one cares about that. No one gives a
Yeah, no, I like Game of Thrones, but it's like, I don't know, man. I'm just fucking weird. Like, I just can't commit to TV shows unless it's like, unless I'm like roped in. I can't
Unless
do
it's
it.
Trailer Park Boys or Prison Break, he isn't watching it. That's basically how it works.
Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy, like all the
Well, I'd
but,
say
like,
Breaking Bad's very similar to Game of Thrones.
the medieval stuff, man. Just the fantasy type stuff. I can't.
Oh, I like
can't
that shit
connect to
now.
it. I can't connect to it. I don't know why. I just can't do
Wait, so you can't connect to it, yet you spend your evenings high as a kite attempting to watch Battle of the Five Armies every time.
it. Yeah.
What's Battle of the Five Armies?
Lord of the Rings.
This Lord
Great
of the Rings,
movie.
Hobbit.
But that's no. But you see, the difference between that is it's 2.5 hours and it's done. I sit down and watch the movie and then it's done.
Yeah, instead of like a
Instead
full-on,
of
like
7
6-week
seasons.
process.
Yeah, 7 seasons of me watching it by myself. It's like just hard to rope myself into that.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment.
But like at first I tried watching The Boys and I didn't like it, and then I gave it another try and I loved it. But like it's also a very different show.
So different.
Yeah, so I started that the second time and got hooked right on it. But like I'm after trying Game of Thrones now. This would be the second time that I made it to the second
Not
season.
meant to be.
Yeah, it's not meant to be.
No.
And the fact that I know how it ends is kind of
Game of Thrones, I feel like you really have to focus when you're watching it. Like I remember watching it and being like, I'm like, I can't.
Oh, yeah,
have my
you need-
phone.
you'd be on your
You gotta
phone.
pay attention. Know everyone's name because they're gonna start blurting out random names. And you're gonna be like, who the fuck is that? And then
Yeah.
five episodes later, are like, oh, that's who that is. I thought that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed when I was watching is that you can't worry about the character names and stuff too much.
Exactly.
Because they explain it all out in time.
Yeah.
But it's like if you spend too much time worrying about who's who and what's going on, that's when you start to fuck with yourself.
I know.
And that's what I do. It's like I can't
But
I
sometimes
can't
it's
just sit down
rewarding,
and watch
though.
it.
It's kind of like you're supposed to forget it. Like they wrote
exactly
it that way.
Yeah. The way
Like
that
they'll
they
mention it like 5 episodes before something
Yeah,
actually happens
exactly.
with that
Well,
person.
I was
Yeah.
about to say the rewarding side of that is like spoiler alert. If you're listening and you're planning to watch Game of Thrones, skip now. Like Hodor, you're like, why does this fucking mutant just say Hodor every time?
Yeah, and then you figure it
And
out.
then you figure out why he does
Yeah.
at the end of the show, and you're like, that's sad. And like,
Yeah.
it was a good wraparound, but the whole last season was not that. The whole last season sucked.
I heard that the whole last season was
It's
terrible.
like Dexter. If you ever watched the show Dexter, it's such a fucking good show, and the last season is literally just dog shit.
Is that about a
so
guy
bad.
that's like a serial killer?
He's a serial killer, but he also works at the police station.
Oh.
So
Yeah, he's like a forensic- he's forensics,
So
isn't he?
like he literally studies like bloods and stuff from like scenes, like crime scenes.
And then just implements them in his next like.
But like he catches people, like he kills people that are serial killers.
Oh.
So like he'll find someone that like killed somebody or like did something fucked and kill them.
So he's
He's like a
Basically
Robin
Batman.
Hood.
Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
He's basically Batman.
Yeah.
I was about
But
to
like
say,
way cooler.
I was about to say he's Red Robin.
Yeah.
I just,
Eggs
fuck Robin.
twitching 'cause I made it.
I forgot.
That was a troll joke. That was a troll joke.
Uh-oh.
I was gonna shake that one off.
Yeah, shake that up.
Yeah, it's just some days are diamonds, some days are gold. You're lucky I'm just half asleep here, looking and feeling like a piece of shit.
Well, do you want
Just
me to say what
fucking-
I was doing on my phone now?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
So the importance
Great
of my
segue,
phone. So my baseball team, the Knights, every year, well, it's different now. So we just won back to back in their intermediate league. Not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
But for a long time, we fucking sucked. And in intermediate and in senior, we fucking sucked. So instead of rewarding ourselves with a award show at the end of each season, what we did is we had the opposite of that. So we decided to have what we call the shitties. So the shitties is not an award show for what you did good, but actually rewarding all the shitty things that we did throughout the year, because there used to be a lot of it. It's getting harder this year because we're actually fucking good. But our senior team still sucks, so there's still a lot of awards for that. Anyway, it's a tradition that's been going on for years. So our team did a poll of who we wanted to nominate for the shitty, who is the shittiest person on the team throughout the year.
Is it like the
I can see where this is going.
Is it like the is it like the Dundies of like The Office?
Yeah, but complete opposite, because we're shitting on people. So they just asked us to put in one. So a shitty I just put in was for Luke Martin, because we're in the championship game.
First last name.
Yeah, first and last name. Championship game. We're up 2-1. Fucking tensions are high. Our pitcher Jada's on the mound. She goes to throw the pitch and she just trips over the mound, and the place is silent because it was an important pitch, and she just fell, and no one knew what to do. And then Luke just yells out of nowhere, "Great spot, yeah!" And he goes, "Throw it again!" So everyone starts shitting themselves. So he's getting a shitty for being a fucking shit teammate at that moment.
I feel like that was a good pick me up though.
Yeah, it was.
It broke the silence.
It broke the silence, but at the same time, holy fuck, we're trying to win here. So yeah, so there's a bunch of different awards like that. One guy caught the ball with his tit, so it's we're gonna. He more than likely is gonna get one for that.
How?
Hold up. Wait a minute.
He went to catch it and he just caught it like that on his tit.
Just took it right on the chest and trapped.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore it.
Was he in the outfield? Or
Yeah,
what?
but
in left field, a line drive.
Line drive.
Hurt.
Yeah, I can't believe he did it.
How does Hurt not stop beating?
I started shitting myself. I literally wrote it down for the shitties as soon as it happened.
What's it called?
So,
I don't know. That's
Heartstopper?
easier tits. I don't know.
When are the shitties this year?
Well, that's the poll, so you had to vote on a date. So right now, I voted November 10th, so we'll see what
Nice.
dates.
Very nice.
Hags is looking for an invite. I know that's why
no,
I asked.
actually, that's legitimately not what I was thinking.
Hags wants to be the guest. The guest.
Hags wants to be a
What's
knight.
what's
That's
the Ricky Gervais of the Oscars? But you want to be the Ricky Gervais of the
I'd love
shitties?
to do that.
Host?
Yeah, the host. Yeah, you want to do the
If-
monologue?
That would be fucking hilarious. But no, wasn't looking for an invite. Technically not a member of Knight's property yet.
yeah.
Yet.
That's an issue for another
What's
day.
Gabe
I got
winning?
a question. Yeah, that was what I was going to ask. I thought that was where that story was going.
Gabe one's so shit, he doesn't even win awards at these
I
shitties.
just feel bad.
Yeah.
Feel bad giving
Didn't
them
he
a-
have a 300 average or
Well,
some shit?
that's what. No, okay, we're not talking about that. Anyway, one year it was so ruthless. They had the shitty because half the time the shitty's a troll. It's someone that did bad for their standards, but is a starter on the team, not the guy that shows up and never fucking plays.
Yeah, it's not it's not the award for let's just shit on the dude that
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
sucks the
But-
most on the team.
But last year there was a guy that was like that, and they gave the shitty award out, and then they gave out an award that they called just as shit award for being actually shit, and gave it to this guy. He was
did he
all in
say?
good
What did he-
spirits about it. He
Oh, man,
laughed.
I'd go
but,
home. I'd go home.
It was so fucking funny, man. I was in tears.
It's like getting the most improved medal.
Yeah,
You just know your shit.
That's probably one of the most ultimate forms of bullying. That is.
it is.
Just
But
bringing the worst
Hey, but we
player
gotta-
on the team
we gotta
to a
bring back
gathering
one.
and then giving him an award for being the shittiest player on the team.
and you know
whenever
what that
he's the
does?
shittiest player.
Motivates him to fucking grind in the gym.
And get better.
Yeah,
We got to
Or
bring back.
kill himself.
No,
Knights are back,
No.
baby. Knights are back.
I hope you're
They
right.
never left.
we got to bring back bullying.
Let's call spade a spade. They did leave for a little bit.
Knights,
Just
Knights will win a senior championship before the Storm do. I'm calling that right now.
Shake on it.
I think they've already shaken on it enough times.
Next year, sure. Let's shake. I'm down.
I truly think that will happen though.
What, you winning or me being on the team?
Well, I'm probably not even gonna be on the fucking team, but they'll win before fucking Storm wins.
Is Titan just chilling in our shot right now?
No,
Yeah.
he's not.
I love
he's
it.
not on camera.
He's not in the shot.
No.
Oh.
He
I
might
kind of
be,
hope he
don't
is,
know.
man.
No, I hope he is too. His
Just
his
hanging
head should
out.
be poking up there.
That should just be our our logo.
He's
It's
our
Titan's
Johnson. He's
face.
our Johnson the dog.
Why does Johnson have it?
Johnson the dog. No, that's like a Newfoundland dog, man.
Yeah, it's a Newfoundland dog.
Yeah, but what's
They
it
just-
for?
It's just the mascot for the company. That's
For
all.
Johnson's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now it's Bel Air
Yeah,
Direct.
yeah, he died now.
Oh.
Johnson the dog died.
Yeah.
He got fucking shot.
Yeah, he died. He died like a dog.
Beautiful dogs.
That's still
He
fucked.
cried.
he was he
I would've
he
cried.
cried. He cried. I didn't. I wouldn't have cried.
Your impression of Donald Trump sounds like
The
a
Cartman from
Yeah,
I can't do
Taylor
it. I
South
can't
Park
do it, man. I
character.
can't do it.
It's like if Cartman from South Park was doing a shitty impression of Donald Trump, is your impression of Donald Trump?
I can take that. I'll
Normal
take
people
that
go
all
through
day.
the front door. these guys go through the wall.
Oh, it's actually insane. Politics aside, that happened. Like that's a fever dream that he was just the president. Like,
Hey.
fucking
Every
he
day-
might be the president again. Let's not rule that out.
yeah.
There's a very good chance.
that
What's
never
up with him?
happened.
Just what's up with him? Like convicting him of shit, and he's just like, "No, it's not true," and then it just goes away.
Wrong. You're wrong.
Wrong.
Because he did a lot of illegal shit, and it's kind of to the point where it's like, if we arrest this guy, it's probably gonna be civil war. So like they're like trying to debate if they're actually gonna do it or not.
So is that what actually is going on?
Yeah, it's
Kind
like,
of. In
kind of like a
way.
dick wagging contest right now.
That's hilarious.
Like,
Because like
he's-
I don't understand it. Like I remember seeing the thing, and it was like talking about how he like did a bunch of like fraud and all this stuff, and like it was like pretty well like breaking news. Like Trump does all this fraud, and then he's just like, and then like 2 days later, it's like Trump says it was not true, and it's like no, it wasn't true, and now it's like I have never.
He's just on the campaign.
Yeah,
trail,
now he's just
like-
campaigning and just going nuts again. It just
But the
doesn't make any
psychotic
sense.
part is, if you went down to the States and like polled 100 random people, like if they would want to see him in the office again, I'd say 50% of them say yes.
Depends on where you are. If you're in the city, no. But if you're in like,
I still think.
It's crazy.
I mean, he
world, man.
won.
It's a crazy.
He won
world.
once.
yeah, because
Has there ever
the
been?
cities are like so small.
Has there ever been a president that won, lost, and then won again? Like I can't think of a because like it's usually like 1-1. Your 8 years is done. You're
Well-
at office.
Well, Biden lost as vice president and then won the president.
I feel
yeah,
like, I feel like it's definitely happened. I just
but
don't know
that's a
anything
little-
about it.
Yeah, he
That's
didn't
a
get
little
in. I
different,
guess what
yeah.
you're saying, yeah.
like I'm saying, like was legit. The president didn't win in his second term, and then comes back and is like fucking.
But do you know what the like shitty thing is? Is like when he was in, like a lot of like fuck shit hasn't happened like it has now with Biden. So people are gonna like
oh yeah, you can
put that in their head, like, oh well, Trump. When Trump was there, it was way better.
Yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, you can spin anything the way you want it. I mean, the best thing to do is just like if you want to look at like how psychotic some people is, go look at like a news issue and then watch how CNN covers it and watch how Fox cover it. Neither one of them cover it correctly. They're like
No.
one of them's trying to spin it as positive as they can for Biden. They're like he's a fucking god, and the other one's like Biden fucking songs Trump's the man for no other reason than like
That
none of
is
them are
actually true.
actually spitting facts. It's just like what is going on.
Yeah.
Like you could have like a major hurricane strike or something, and one of them's talking about how like fucking Biden forgot to tie shoelaces one day, and then the other one's like, yeah, but Trump fucking like they
He's
neither
gonna
one
stop.
of them.
He's gonna stop the tornado with bullets.
Yeah, like neither one of them are real. Like it's amazing to me that like they're not even news in my opinion. They're just media companies. Like they're entertainment companies now, which is it's sad, but it's also like fuck it.
Yeah, like they're supposed to be like the main news outlet.
Yeah,
like
when they're just
like
not.
it's just not. It's
They're
just,
just not
same
at all.
thing as YouTube. It's just a bigger
it's
platform.
it's a shit show, man.
Yeah.
It's a shit show. Speaking of shit shows, you want to hear a fucked up story? I told Jail that I heard this crazy ass story.
Wait,
And it's
what
pretty-
story?
All I know is that you've had a story cranked up now for like 3 or 4 days that you've been
Yeah.
talking about that you wouldn't do it. So I'd
Yeah.
like to hear that
I
one.
Yeah.
can't remember.
So it's probably one of the creepiest stories I've ever heard in my life. No,
Oh wait, no, you didn't tell me this.
I didn't tell you the story. I
Oh,
told
yeah, you
you
just told me it was gonna
that it
happen.
was going to happen on the pod. Yeah. So this is a story from a friend of a friend. So it's didn't happen to me, but it happened to them.
Anonymous submission.
Anonymous submission from the fan base.
There was a comment on the latest YouTube video.
Yeah.
Wrote it all out.
So, basically, the movie The Exorcist was on, so that's how this like topic got brought up. So
Seeing that tomorrow.
yeah,
Are you?
fuck
You
that.
wanna go?
Sure.
I've heard mixed reviews.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it.
Why not Tuesday?
No, I hope it's good, but
Tuesday's cheat
Jess-
night and
Jess,
Halloween.
personal.
yeah,
I
like
got to be home for
I
Halloween.
didn't mean it like.
Just got to work. And
Sorry.
Jess went to see it. Sorry, Hags. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. We're good. We're good. We're
Yeah,
good.
well, I'm gonna enjoy it anyway.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
I'm not going anymore because Mike's opinion or review.
I'm just. Anyways, yeah.
Exorcist
so,
was on.
So the Exorcist is on. So she was like, "Yeah, this is a fucked story," and I was like, "Sick." So basically, keep in mind she's from India, so like they obviously different like religions and shit.
That was a friend of a friend.
It is a friend of a friend.
It's your friend.
It's a friend of a friend.
It was your friend.
It's a pretty close friend.
Friend.
Special friend. Special
what's the
friend.
story?
Guys,
What's the
guys,
story?
relax on the
What's the story?
investigation here. Let the man
Are
tell
we
the story.
trying to tell a story, or are we trying to fucking figure out?
That was an
Are we trying to-
interrogation.
I don't think we need to figure anything
Yeah,
out. I
are
think
we
we all
deep-
I
know.
just thought
we
you
deep-
just threw in just extra facts for like no reason. I
Are
don't
we
know.
just de-doxing people now? Am I like I don't want to get.
I don't know what that
shit.
means. Oh, a small pea brain. Let's go.
Basically,
Keep it up.
Publicly outing someone.
I want to
That's
kill
secret.
myself.
No.
So The Exorcist was on.
Yeah. so
The Exorcist.
So when she was growing up, she had her uncle was a pretty well off businessman. Okay, why are you laughing, dude? Why are you?
Just a lot of dots connecting here.
Okay,
The numbers, Mason.
I should never have told this story, you bastards.
I just know too much. Sorry.
I'm gonna be the color of my fucking sweater soon. So
What?
I don't know. I thought it was red. Is it not red?
Your sweater's
Your
black.
sweater?
Black.
Oh, well.
That is pure black.
What are your pants?
Ooh.
Did you think that your
Ooh.
Ferrari black sweatshirt when you bought it was red and you wanted to buy it because it was red because it was Ferrari and it was red?
Like a maroon, like a dark off red. Like
Are
a
you
dark-
serious?
That's fully black.
You thought that for 2 years.
Dude, we bought the same hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
We
bought
were
the
all
white
there.
one.
We
Yeah.
were all there when you bought it.
Yeah, I thought this was like a off, like a maroon, like a
I
dark.
think I'm pretty sure we would have talked about the color of the
no, I
hoodie.
grabbed the hoodie off the rack. and
I
said,
remember.
"This is a nice hoodie."
I remember he literally grabbed it and just went and bought it and didn't
Yeah,
even try it out.
yeah.
Just grabbed it.
Grabbed it and went,
We were there
"Sure."
standing up looking at him all, and Hags just grabbed it.
Can
and
I
went
just
on.
say I don't think that's color blindness, but something else. That's all I'm gonna say.
I touch the tism.
Well,
a bit of a day walker myself.
Strays coming across here.
yeah, I'm just trying to tell a fucking story.
All right, tell your story.
All right,
Come
so
on,
your
what-
friend
what
of a
time-
friend had a rich
Yes.
uncle who lived in India, and he
Let's
was
just
a
say
good
person.
businessman.
Let's say person A. Person A.
Yeah, it was in their house that they were building was like on. It was like next to some like basically like a religious like
a burial ground?
yeah, type thing. So there was an old lady there that like was cursing out the guy for like building, and like he was trying to basically build this like wall basically in the back of their property to like encase it in. And
A
she was,
fence?
like, yeah, not really. Like a brick, like a big, like not a fence.
A partition.
Like yeah, whatever you want to call it, like a legitimate like wall.
Gotcha.
I think we call it a wall.
Yeah, I would call
Maybe
it a wall.
those are fences in India. Who knows?
I don't fucking know. What's the? Let me tell
I'm,
the
I'm
story.
just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just painting a picture.
Picture a wall outside. There's your picture.
That's why I got it now, man. Cement wall. Got it.
Yeah.
Helen
Probably-
Keller's painting
I'm
this
picturing.
picture.
I'm
It was
picturing.
never just a fence. It was always a wall.
Where? Never mind. I'm
Like,
sorry.
am I as crazy as a
I'm not
fence?
gonna
Like,
say
to me,
that.
when I think fence, I think like wooden post fence. I don't think like a concrete.
Yeah, it's
or
a wall.
brick.
You're
No,
right.
well, when you say I was kidding, like around here, people don't put up walls around their property. They put up fences. When you say a wall, now I'm like, okay, we're
Google
in-
it.
but it's okay. Go ahead.
I'm putting a wall up in my backyard when I get a house.
Yeah, well, hopefully this shit that happens to you doesn't happen. So,
Were they building on the burial ground or like
no,
around
like
it?
so it's just their property. They were like close to it. So this older lady comes up and is like freaking out at him, saying that like he's building now on the property of this like burial ground or whatever it was. He's like, "Fuck you, this is my property. I'll do what I want." She goes nuts, and she was a practitioner of black magic
Oh, cheers.
and puts a curse on this guy.
No.
Okay? Okay, ready. It's fucked. Puts a curse on this man, says that you're going to lose your home, you're going to lose all your money, you're going to, like, you're gonna be screwed for life because you did this, and like I'm gonna like curse you and haunt you and shit, right?
How old was this woman?
Like 80s,
Like-
like old
Creepy
woman.
fucking-
old woman, like fucking.
So when you say The Exorcist was on, you mean that you were watching The Exorcist
No,
with this person and they were telling you?
No. They like The Exorcist was on as I was leaving, and I was like, I'm not fucking watching that because that's a psychotic movie. And she was like, I got a story for you. Prompted because this.
Yeah.
So then, person Q, fucking couple years later has a son, stuff like that. So he's about 9 years old at the time, and since then this old lady's dead, like she's passed away, everything's going fine. And he like goes to like put on his shoes and steps on a frog and kills it inside the shoe.
Oh.
And starts like freaking out, like goes nuts, like he's like whatever. Okay.
Can we have a little never mind. Go. Keep going.
So they're like, the mom's like, what the fuck? Okay, like calm down. It's just for a frog. He's like flipping out, going nuts. They send him to school. He's still flipping out. Like starts like throwing chairs in the classroom and shit, like going nuts. They're like, the school calls, no, you got to take him home. So they take him home.
The kid, right?
The kid,
said-
9-year-old
okay,
kid.
yeah.
He's
So
going
did he
nuts.
kill the frog on purpose?
No. He
Oh,
was
it's
just
by an
like putting
accident.
on a
Okay,
shoe,
putting on a shoe
and
and
it
it
was
was in there.
inside
Okay,
the
okay.
shoe and kills it. Okay, so then they bring him home. He's fine again, no big deal. A couple days go by. All of a sudden, he has like what they call an episode where he like goes into a room, comes out, starts freaking out, cursing at them, saying that he's gonna kill them all. Like there's a 9-year-old kid saying like swear words and shit that like he wouldn't really know. Like he's going berserk, like flipping out, throwing shit. Long story short, this continues for 2 fucking years. Like complete episodes, gets crazier and crazier as it goes on. He's like saying that like telling if his dad doesn't, because his dad at the time worked away. Is like if dad doesn't come, father doesn't come, and well, not my father, says like his name, like not calling him dad. Like if he doesn't come home, I'm gonna kill you. Like fucking going nuts. Hit his mom with like a pan one time, and keep in mind this kid was like perfectly chill when this wasn't happening, and after it would happen, he'd have no memory of it. Would not know what happened, would ask, be like, why, what just happened.
When he had his quote-unquote
when he would
episodes.
have the episodes and stuff.
So he
But,
pretty
like,
much black out and go ape shit and
go,
it'd be
go
normal.
nuts. Like his voice would be like different, like lower,
Like
and,
demonic?
like, yeah, kind of, and like his eyes, he'd be like, well, she said it almost looked like he had seizures. Like
It just
he'd be,
sounds like the
looking-
plot to Moonlight.
Well, this gets into it. So, anyways,
This just kind of sounds like The Exorcist.
so this continues for 2 years, and in that 2 years, they start pouring a bunch of money into trying to like figure out what's wrong with their kids, psychologists, doctors, everything. They lose the house. They have to sell the house because the father loses his job because he has to stay home with his kid now instead of like going off doing his job. So he loses his job, loses the house, everything. Like they're pretty much like everything's getting fucked up, which is exactly what the old lady said would happen when he cursed him, or she cursed him. He's like, they like don't know what to do, so they take him to like this Muslim like mosque church thing that deals with like exorcisms, and it's like in like a cell, and it's like, and basically supposedly
Like a jail cell?
yeah, kind of like it's like an old style. It's not even like a church. It's like basically like it's a fucked up place, and basically it's like an asylum. But like imagine the Waterford, but like if no one gave a shit even more than they already don't. Like it's like legit cells, like fucking. So people bring the sick there, and they try and like exorcise the demons, and if it doesn't work, they just leave them in the cells because they're just not able to. And like this kid, like at this point, is like it's fucked because like the girl I was talking to, they're cousins obviously, and like she remembers times where like he'd go crazy and like attacked her a couple times, and like just like, and it was like this unwritten rule, like this guy.
So
he
the
had
friend of a friend, is this her brother?
no, it's her cousin.
Okay.
And like her cousin had a sister, so that sister for those 2 years lived with her family instead, because like that's how crazy it got. Like they had to hire a home care worker to like be around them all the time for when these like episodes happened.
How
to make
often
sure-
do they occur? Like once a week, once a day?
By the end of it, yeah, like once a day probably, where he'd just like go manic and like.
There's definitely movies about that.
That's
with
what I'm
the
saying.
same
It's fucked
plot.
up. But like, anyways, so how the story ends, and I'm skipping like I've
You wanted
learned.
me to say something after the story. Sorry.
I there's a lot more, but I don't want to drag it on. Like she explained to me lots more events of like crazy shit that he'd do and like stuff that happened. Like they had one time like a fucking like Hindi like priest come up with like a bonfire and was like saying prayers, and the guy was like fucking going nuts, tied to a chair and shit. Is like an 11-year-old kid. Like
So it was pretty much like performing an exorcism.
literally, like it was fucked. So, anyways, in like their religion or whatever, they say that like spirits don't like when their feet get like battered. It's like disrespectful to the spirits. So they like brought him to this mosque thing, and they did a ritual where they like tie him down and beat his feet with like a bamboo stick. And they did it for like 3 hours, like just beating the shit. And anyways, they said,
Try to
and
beat
this
the
is
demon out
where
of it?
this is where it gets kind of creepy. So
This is where.
yeah, this is where. Yeah, it's been pretty tame before. So a couple nights before they brought him to this place, the girl had a dream. The friend of a friend had a dream that he was like chasing her, and now she had those dreams before because obviously it was a pretty traumatic like time. So like,
Yeah.
a couple nightmares. But in this dream, she vividly remembers there was 5 of him chasing her. Like she'd run down a hallway, he'd be at the end of it. She'd run down another one, he'd be at the end of it, and it was like 5 of him chasing. When they brought him to this place and did the exorcism on him, the priest said there was 5 spirits.
Oh fuck!
inside him, and that they were like, it was like, this is fucking. I was like, I don't know,
I don't like that.
I'm going home.
I don't like
Yeah.
that. I don't like talking about this.
So they did it. They did the exorcism thing at the thing. Never had another episode since then. Perfectly fine. He's like living in Dubai now. He's like a bodybuilder and shit. He has no recollection. No one's ever talked to him about it in the family. They don't bring it up around him. They don't say like it's never like remember when you were fucking crazy and he's like no nothing.
I would definitely say that.
Yeah, like,
I remember when
At least I wasn't batshit fucking crazy for 2 years.
you had a fucking demon inside you.
At least I wasn't like this guy. Am I right?
He's like, what do you mean?
Leave me alone hungry for 4 or 5 hours to turn to this guy 2 years ago.
You don't want to see me hangry. I'll be looking like this guy over here.
Not you when you're hungry. Have Snickers.
Right after they perform like after they get it out of him, it's like going a couple days, and he's like, he brings up like, oh, I'm hungry. Someone get him some fucking food.
So, but here's my thing, and this is the reason why I bring the story up. Not only because it's creepy, and it's like, what the fuck? Whether you believe in that shit or not, you know, for all we know, he could have had a touch of the tism, and they just didn't diagnose it or something. Who knows?
He's wrong.
Could have thought he
But
was John
what's-
Cena, man.
But what's worse?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fucking yellow. Yellow.
But hear me out. What's worse? Okay. What's worse? It is true, and it was spirits. He was possessed, and they did this exorcism thing, and it worked. Or it wasn't that, and now there's a 27-year-old bodybuilder with an undiagnosed mental disability that at any point can go full fucking Vietnam PSD and fucking.
He's just like
yeah,
Buddy
no.
from Split, and
yeah,
he can come
like,
out
that's
any
what I'm-
moment.
So
That's
that's what
Moon
I
Knight.
brought up. Literally,
He's the
So
Beast?
That's what I brought up
Yeah.
to her.
Yeah.
That's what I brought up to her. It was like, to me, like, because I don't really believe in spirits and shit like that. Like, I don't believe people are out here getting possessed and like that's fucked up shit. But I was like, to me, it sounds like he has like a split personality disorder where like he'd just like go into these phases of being a psychopath. Now, will I admit that there is a lot of coincidence because she later told me that frogs, because remember he stepped
Yeah,
on the
this,
frog.
I knew that symbolized
Frogs are
something, man.
extremely
See, Titan.
common. I don't know. I'll tell you
What,
this story,
Titan?
something. Was someone upstairs saying? Anyways,
You know what I'm saying, bud?
frogs are extremely common and used in black magic rituals. So like they put them in
Oh,
stews
yeah.
and do all this kind of stuff. And quite literally, hold on, I gotta fucking get my dog.
What's the
Goddamn.
matter?
I'll say why I was laughing.
Yeah.
So everyone kept saying like it sounds like Moon, like you know, like sounds like Moon. Me and Sam watched Step Brothers the other night, and when he's down in the chair like with the shrink, and he's like describing Good Will Hunting, and
Yeah.
she's like, "That sounds a lot like Good Will Hunting." He's like, "Oh, believe me, it's not." Anyway, my best friend's Ben Affleck. I fucking shit at that part. I was in knots, and that's all that reminded me of.
You're over here giggling.
But yeah, so that's.
Meanwhile, Hags is like, yeah, there's the demonic 11-year-old.
So I was like, that's pretty fucked. But that's what I said. I was like, one, frogs, black magic, and literally it started like the day of him fucking stepping on that thing. Two, whether it is or isn't, we can talk about how mental health issues don't get diagnosed and stuff. But either way, it's a fucked up thing to happen. Like, think about that. It's either A, demons are real and this kid was possessed from the age of 9 to 12, or
He has something that we don't know.
he
about.
has something really fucked up about him,
That
and he's
no one
now
knows.
and he's now just out here jacked in Dubai, to, like ready to fucking go. Like,
Scary thought.
both are scary. Both are scary in their own way, man.
There's no win.
It's a
There's no
no-win
win-win.
situation.
Hey man, he's in the right spot if he wants to cover up a murder.
What the fuck was that?
Because he'll have no idea. He'll pass a polygraph.
That's true. If he goes full John Genya again.
I've always wondered that about polygraph. Sorry to change the
What?
subject.
No.
Like, if you truly believe something, even though, like, if you made yourself believe something, even though it's not true,
Yep.
does it come up true on the polygraph?
No, that's the thing. It does. So hence, that's why they're not admissible in court.
'Cause you can-
It's
you can
because
fake
you can
those.
learn how to. There's people
can
that
learn
are
how to
trained
control your
to
heart
like
rate.
go.
You can use like a thumbtack or something.
Yeah,
on your
like it
fingers.
basically
off.
has to do
Yeah.
with your heart rate and different shits like that. So
Right.
if you learn and practice how to like do shit like that,
Yeah.
it's not admissible.
Wait, yeah, no, because I saw that on a movie. Some guy was doing a polygraph and he used like a little tack on his finger. Would that would increase his heart rate?
But you would do it when he's telling the truth. or whatever.
Right, so they think it's a lie.
So it's like a
Yeah.
wasted
It's inadmissible.
fucking thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause,
yeah.
like
Like they used to use them in court, didn't they? And then they discovered that you could fuck with them. And
yeah, well, you can. To my knowledge, they still do use them sometimes, but it's like, now I could be totally talking out of my ass, but it's kind of like if I'm like, no, like I didn't do it, like put me under a polygraph or something, like at least that way, kind of like I think it's for like the beginning of charges and stuff. Like if a police wants to question me on something, they're like, well, you can take a polygraph if you'd like it's up to you, but it's not admissible in the sense of like if the police are like, oh, we caught him in this lie, that means he definitely did it, use that in court, like it's, you know what I mean, it's kind of like it's like an extra thing you can add. It's not like a black and white situation. It's like if I know I didn't do it, I'd be like, well, fucking put me under a polygraph.
But that's what I mean. Like, you're blackout drunk and you like fucking hit a light pole, and they're like, "Well, you want to take a polygraph?" Like, yeah, I don't fucking remember it, so sure. Like, that's what I mean, right? Like,
I woke up in bed, I was fine.
It's like I was here the whole night, to my knowledge.
go.
The whole
listen, I
night.
was in my bedroom. I took a sip of alcohol and I woke up. What else do you want me to? What else do you want me to say?
Where
That's all I remember.
I don't know.
But like even then, like it's fucked. Like how the brain works though too, because like in
Someone
this
give me a forklift.
what?
Oh, let me drive that forklift right now, man.
A forklift.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I lost that
No,
one.
for-
No, then.
That one went way
Darcy's
over my
reffing
head.
this game tonight. Did you know that?
Oh,
Darcy
cool.
O'Brien?
Yeah.
Oh
Nice.
shit! You better give us some fucking calls if you haven't got any yet.
What time is it, anyways?
Probably
We're
soon to shut
9 p.m.
Too.
Well, okay, last thing, and then we'll end it. You speaking actually of like, ironically, it kind of ties into this polygraphs and like your brain like forgetting shit and like if
Right.
you convince yourself. I had this chat the other day with Pat at work, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion of it real quick.
Love Pat. Love Pat chats.
I love a good patch.
Chats with
Chats
Pat.
with Pat. Yeah.
Chats with Pat.
Love
I
hearing-
I told him I want him to be a
Let's
guest.
make it-
on the
let's
pod
make it a
when
segment.
Yeah, segment. Chats with Pat.
So we were talking about like video games, obviously, and like how they're getting better, and like because we were talking about the new Call of Duty coming out, right? And I said, I mean, better in terms of like just graphics.
Anyway, we don't have to go
Oh,
into
we
that.
won't
We
get
don't have
into
to open
We're
up
not
that
gonna
can.
debate.
Sorry,
if
that's
games
my
would be better
bad.
or not.
I was an
Retracted.
enabler there.
Retracted.
What if life is literally just okay, like the life you're living right now
We're in a video
is
game.
you're the main character of like Sims 1000 in the future.
Yeah, I can see
And
it.
it's literally just like you go to the arcade, you put $10 in, you get in this machine, you get put in a coma where you live this full life, and then when you die, you wake up and the doors open and you get out and your buddies are like, man, you had a pretty shitty high score there, like you weren't fucking Bill Gates level.
You only lived to 42.
yeah, like you fucking.
I want my
suck at this
$10
game.
back.
Yeah, literally, and it's like 10 minutes in real life.
That'd be sick. Because then when you die, your buddies are just there again.
But it's not. That's the point. It's like it's not them. Like you're not named Anthony. Like it's like you're living this whole life, and then you go in to play.
So
as
what
a
you're
character.
saying is that we're in a simulation.
But not even just a simulation, okay? Because what I mean is like
Pretty
It's called
sure
video game theory.
what I
is
mean
it's
is
called.
what I mean is like a voluntary one, because like your brain, I feel like would be it'd be almost like we wake. You know how like when you have a dream, how like it feels so real, and you can kind of remember it when you first wake up, but then a couple hours later you forget it
No,
all.
2 minutes later and it's gone.
That's what would be like this video game. It induces like a dreamlike state where you're living this whole life trying to like get your high score, which is just live the best life possible.
But why would
And
you
when
just have
come out-
memories?
The decision bubbles come
What?
up. Take a shit.
would you have
Kill
memories?
yourself. Eat a bowl of cereal.
I choose this
Tell you,
one.
boys, The Sims 1000. I'm just saying it would be pretty fucked up.
I feel like that.
Have you played there's a newer game, Detroit something, that's out, and it's literally like being in a simulation. Like you,
Oh, I know.
Choose
you're talking about
someone's,
Detroit
like, that.
Unleashed or something.
yeah,
What is it?
That came out like
a couple
8
years ago. It's not 8 years ago, was it?
Oh
a while
yeah, that's
ago.
like the story-driven game where it's like a robot.
Yes, yeah.
Detroit Become Human.
Yes, that's what
yeah,
it is.
something like that.
Detroit Become
Interesting.
Human. I feel
Yeah.
like that came out like 5 years ago, maybe.
Yes, so like they do a remake of that, but it's like 60 years in the future, and it's like literally just like you get put in a fucking coma for 10 minutes and you live your whole life.
There's games that.
Yo, it's like imagine the movie fucking. Oh my god,
It's like
Ready
the
Player
Matrix.
One.
Or yeah, that too.
Remember that? Like you
Yeah.
go and you're pretty much put like on your suit and you go into this alternate
That's
world.
a great movie.
It's
by
a
the way.
great fucking movie. Yeah.
There's games that are like I watched a YouTube video and I watched a
Really?
guy I watched a guy playing a game. Now I don't know why, but he was playing this game that was all like AI based like NPCs,
Mhm.
and he was trying to convince them that they were living in a simulation, and but you can actually like talk to the NPCs.
Sounds like Chat GPT.
Yeah, it was run by ChatGPT, I think.
Okay.
But like, that makes you think, because obviously the characters are like, oh, you're just being silly, like whatever. But like, what if someone did that in our life and was like, we're living in a fucking simulation, like you have to do this, you have to listen to me. We're gonna think they're fucking crazy too.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's what I'm trying to say is like, imagine if like that's because like, there's no way your brain wouldn't know the difference. Like, you'd get out of that game, you'd be able to remember it vividly for like 20 minutes, and then it would disappear like a dream, and then you're back to living whatever normal life you actually live.
Did you ever see a plane go through a cloud, knock him out?
Exactly 5 years old, by the way. Sorry, go ahead.
Have you?
Say that again.
Have you seen a plane? Go
I thought I
in?
saw an alien the other night. I didn't
I've
really
been
tell
in
you
a
guys
plane that
about
went
this.
through the clouds and came out.
No, I'm.
I am the plane that went in the clouds.
Yeah, I was there. I was the cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach, jail.
Yeah, I can't confirm.
Yeah.
But yeah, no shit like that, man. It's
Yeah.
not real. Like
You ever see birds freeze in the air?
those
What?
videos are so fucking.
There's
They're so
videos of
fucked.
that, man.
No way.
Yeah, like
fucking-
oh man, they're fucked.
I mean, they're good editors, but
Oh yeah, like I mean, like you can
Oh.
obviously like people say that they're like heavily edited, but like, they're pretty fucked to see.
yeah.
How did
There's like videos of like flocks of birds that are literally just frozen in the air and they're just not moving.
Oh.
When did you see an alien? Or
The other night, I was driving and.
Oh, you seen an alien here?
He's like,
I-
yep, saw one.
No, I don't actually.
Shook my hand, said, hey.
I don't.
Hey, where you
Bro,
from?
we're bro-
Oh, you're at 53. How about you?
I don't actually think it was an
Botwood.
alien, but I will.
Confirmed. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I know. I don't look like it, do I?
I actually came off the ship. That's what do you think? Why do you think I'm so fucking crazy? Like, you think all of this is a normal human? Like, Jesus.
Took the alien fuck.
Yeah, fucking Christ. But no, it wasn't. I don't actually think it was an alien, but it was weird. It was like, you know, when you're coming up just past the Paradise turn off, and you're making that turn to go up, and then Thorburn Road is there. That
Yeah.
turn with like the fucking sand pits and shit on the left.
Yeah.
There was like. At first, I thought I was driving,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was driving, and like I saw these 4 like lights. 2 were blinking to the middle, and 2 on the sides were like just solid. So at
Yeah.
first I
It
was
was
like,
a
oh, it's a
plane.
plane or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. I was like, yeah, it's a plane, like whatever.
Let
But,
me
like,
talk to you.
But as I was driving, it wasn't like moving, like they weren't moving like a plane should. Like they were just like staying, hovering.
The
And it was-
lights?
Yeah, and they were just like there, and I was like, oh, that's weird, because it's definitely not a star. What are you doing, man?
Sorry,
He's marking
go.
out. He's marking out, man. He's being arrested.
It's like goal Sally for tonight. Yeah. Yeah. L.A. night. Yeah. I said what? I said yeah. I said what? I said yeah.
This has been the Second Round Podcast.
Yeah, see you later.
No, I want to hear the alien story.
No, it's too late
No,
for
it's
the-
done. We're done.
I'm sorry.
That was Mike just came in with his entrance
Don't
music
blue ball
on.
the listeners. Don't blue ball the listeners.
If you want to hear the alien story, wait for next week because we got to go anyways.
What? No, we
Got
don't.
some
We got time.
crooners.
It's 9:10.
Got some croon daddies.
There was 3 lights. They weren't moving.
Do you want me to actually tell you the story? What are we doing here? Are we
Yeah, how
shutting
long
down
is
the
it?
pod? Josh is literally asleep.
3
Mike's
minutes?
still doing fucking sillies. Like,
I just feel like the viewers are gonna be blue balled.
Hey, we don't need to discuss you talking a story. Just tell the story.
okay. So as I was driving, I saw those lights. Thought it was weird, but I was like, it's definitely just a plane. Looked back up again. They weren't moving, and that's the only time where I was like, oh, that's weird. Because usually you see.
Were they just white lights?
One was white, one was like colored-ish. Not like blue, but like.
One was
But you
blue,
don't
one was
know
red,
what
one was white.
We're also talking to the guy that thought his fucking booty was maroon.
Touche. Too fucking shay. You don't know what the
This has been
color.
the Second Round Podcast.
He only knows the
Thanks,
traffic
fucking
lights by
pissed.
top, middle, and bottom. That's all he knows.
It's actually yellow.
Top means
Green, a
stop.
little less green, and a little even lesser green.
I'm not making.
You're
my
not getting any
night,
ice
man.
time tonight, buddy.
I know.
Head coach is sitting you.
I'm making them at night. This has been the Second Round Podcast. I'm really thankful that all you listeners got to hear me get torched again this episode. At the end of the day, the lights weren't moving, and I thought it was weird. And then when I looked back, they were still not moving. So then I thought it might have been a drone. And then as I got closer and closer, they weren't moving. And then when I got even closer and made the turn, they disappeared. They weren't there anymore, and it was weird. And I was like, that was weird. But then I was like, maybe I'm just being an idiot, and just like the way I was moving combined with the speed made it look like the plane wasn't moving in the air. Because like that's the thing, and they were also.
That's what happened to us in the Lumineers concert.
Yeah,
we thought planes were fucking comets.
Yeah, that's.
I remember that.
I wasn't.
Look at that fucking comet, man! It's fucking look at it.
Well, that was when there was like everybody was saying there was going to be a meteor shower. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. That's what it was. Anyway.
So yeah, so I probably was just seeing things. I was playing tricks on me, but I will admit it was weird. Because also they were like closer than they should have been. Like it would have been a low. It would have been a plane that was like landing. Anyways.
What are you gonna say, Mike? What are
Mike
you
is-
gonna, what are you gonna say, Mike?
I was gonna say, then LA Knight comes out of the fucking alien ship and goes, "Yeah, let me talk to you."
All right, that's a good ending.
As always, thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends. See ya. Peace.
See ya.
Look at the girth
I wouldn't tell my friend.
on this banana.
Yeah.
I'm about to eat this.
Same project A.
fuck, this is a big old banana.